me say a special good morning to one and all listening to Classic Radio GBN TV. Welcome. It's to the point for today. Thursday is the 7th day of August 2025. Good morning also to those of you via social media platforms, Facebook page, YouTube channels. Good morning to you. Certainly welcome to be part of today's program. Today we usually, you know what happens on a Thursday? We have various departments within the RGPF. Today we have the Community Relations Department with us this morning. And of course our conversation was definitely based on general safety. We know we are into the carnival season and so forth, and our focus conversation, of course, would center around the overall safety of everyone during this festive time. Let me say good morning to, of course, the officers. Good morning. You know me, I bad on names. I'm the worst with names. So I'll let you folks introduce yourselves. Welcome once again and good morning.
Yeah, and I think my name will have a little tongue twisted to it. So Ardell Lewis, Corporal 255.
And I'm Corporal 869, Michael Redhead.
All right. Yeah. Well, both officers, both of you, welcome once again. As mentioned in my opening, of course, our focus conversation this morning, we're talking general safety. Definitely. Carnival 2025, it's almost upon us already. Yeah. Matter of days. Yeah, of course, it will climax in a matter of days. And the overall safety of citizens is important for the RGPF. In all aspects of it, you know, it's not only for individuals going to be attending the various events, but citizens in general. There are individuals who are not going to attend, but they're going to be at home. Their safety is also important. Yes. You understand? So we're going to get into the conversation of that this morning. I want us to kick it off in terms of, in terms of sharing some education, especially with all the viewers and listeners this morning, on traffic offenses that are occurring, especially around this time of the year. You know, there are various offenses that we want folks to, of course, not get into. These offenses, we just don't want you getting into it. And so I want you to share some of your of course, relative information in relation to that as we get the conversation started this morning.
Well, as it relates to traffic offenses, what the general public can expect is increased police presence within the town or by roads. And obviously, when the police is out, the specific things that we are checking for. It's very important that your vehicle is in roadworthy condition. By that I mean that the functional parts should be functioning as prescribed by the manufacturer. So defective tires, that's a no-no. Driving without you being the holder of a valid driver's license, well, you're in problem.
Yeah. Doesn't mean your vehicle has to play a match too, right? And then some folks may think about that.
Yeah. And then you have those that are commonly accompanied by carnival, like the drinking and driving, the speeding. Yeah. And people have a tendency when they drink, they tend to want to speed. So we definitely be looking out for those especially.
Crucial one as well. Parking in areas that is likely to cause obstruction. We have to be cognizant of the fact that there is increased visitor flow. Plus, nationals are moving, so if you choose to park your vehicle or vehicles, as the case may be, in the middle of the road, the by roads, and so that in itself lends to traffic congestion, and it affects productivity and a number of things.
It's already bad, eh? Yeah. There's a lot of traffic.
I think I experienced the effect of breathing this morning.
No, I mean, it was simply trying to get to work this morning was a hassle. It was a hassle for me. And, it's the process that's going to be taking place. How you said there'll be increased police presence. So we want users of the roads to adhere to that, especially vehicle owners. Yeah. You've obviously also mentioned in terms of the parking. Yeah. Folks sometimes I think it's getting a little bit out of hand in terms of when we feel that we could just stop and park anyway that we wish to park. We go to an event and we think, well, it's appropriate for me to park here, I just stay there. Yeah. And it's becoming a real concern. So that we're going to see the police doing something about that.
Yeah. Most definitely. One of the things that we encourage to is carpooling. Yeah. It saves a lot of time and space. You're able to assist a lot of other persons on the road, and you have to be.
I know. I mean, if there's one car that can accommodate 5 persons, that's definitely 5 vehicles less on the roads. Yeah. You understand? Yeah. And sometimes I know some folks may think, well, I mean, I want to remain at an event for a lengthy period of time, so I want my car to move. Yeah. You understand? Yeah. We understand that, but sometimes it takes away from the congestion that we are seeing a lot on the roads these days.
And then you have to be open to the reality around you. If you're attending, for example, an event like Pre-Day, that's a big event. besides you, there would be thousands of persons attending that event, and that would be competing for parking space and other things. Yeah. So whatever you can do to ease that congestion, it is highly recommended by the RGPF.
Yeah, and it makes life easier for you in general too. Definitely. Of course, either you decide when I'm going to use public transport, buses, or leave my car home, so I don't get into the traffic that causes that extra delay for you.
Yes,
you understand?
Yes,
so
yes.
folks could probably give that some consideration. Hopefully, folks give that consideration. I mean, we could show this event, but it goes back to the regular citizen wanting those information, wanting to making use of the information that we're showing out this morning, especially when it comes to prevent those offenses that can occur. You don't want to not have access to your vehicle.
Oh man, highly possible around
at this time. You understand? So better it's safe home.
Yes.
Use it that you don't want. Not only the offense of you causing offense, but accidents can occur.
Definitely. We want to encourage persons to have a designated driver.
Yeah.
I mean, we always throw it around, but it's so very important. If everybody want to fit, get a taxi. Yeah. There are a lot of taxis available. I see people start taxi business just for the purpose of Carnival. So it's the availability is there, and even this morning, one of my friends was telling me they saw a guy driving home and he's half asleep driving. I mean, that's extremely dangerous. You're putting your life in danger and other people's lives. Yeah. So you need to be considerate.
I was very happy this morning when I noticed that the police was out in the town quite early. Yeah. And I know that for our returning nationals, because I'm somebody that I think I'm addicted to watching police shows, and I would say that even if you're not drinking, but you just have the bottle in your vehicle, you're usually cited for that. Yeah. And then we have same folks come to Grenada and you think it's okay to drive around with a half bottle of rum on your front seat.
I feel there's a level of leniency in Grenada for some reason or the other. I understand.
And it is reckless. It is reckless. The implications there. Drinking impairs your driving ability.
Definitely.
And though you might be feeling like Superman, it's just a feeling. It's not reality. And a lot of the times, alcohol plays a part in accidents and so on. Then you have to deal with the consequences, which could be major.
Yeah. Right. And it severely impacts your judgment. So,
exactly. You impaired for whatever reasons. No, you lose your focus.
Yeah. We don't want to take the Little Von and Terra Kids song. About making bad decisions. Have a good time, enjoy yourself, but don't make bad decisions. Negatively impact your life.
I don't think nobody is going to be upset if they see you parked up on the side of the road and probably taking a rest if you think you have consumed. Although we are not encouraging you to over-consume the alcohol or get overindulged in it or any other substance, but if you feel probably you should park and take a rest and probably deciding to watch. Let me drive home.
Definitely.
That's where the issues can occur.
We share this information, and as well as drivers that had lapse in judgment, and they would tell those stories, and yet still you see people and you're wondering. The old folks used to say that you lead the horse to the well, but you can't make it drink. But not every time you have to experience something to know that it does not make sense.
We probably saying it in a humorous way this morning for some reason, a little laugh in between, but this is serious stuff.
It is, definitely.
Individuals has lost their lives and caused others to lose their lives because of driving under the influence. You understand? And it's just not a good thing to be doing at all.
Something being intoxicated, a traffic sign.
Yes.
Something as simple as that you can miss. And there is a big sign saying no entry, and then you get yourself in that and then you fall in a ditch. Yes. Something as simple as that.
And people normally think you need a lot of time for accident to happen. It's a split second.
Split second.
A blink.
I have gotten an accident once just for turning for a second.
Yeah.
And someone stopped in front of me. Yeah. And before I could look back, I'm already in the back of the individual. You understand? So sometimes it's and I was not even intoxicated for that to happen. You understand? You don't always
how much more if you're intoxicated?
If I were making much about that. But I want us to focus a wee bit too, as we on issue of traffic, we talking vehicles. Vehicle safety is also important around this time. You go into events, you leave in your valuables and everything else. So let's share some information with listeners in reference to that also.
Well, as it relates to vehicle parking, now the early bird usually catch the worm. And if you're going to go to the event late, chances are you're not going to get one of the designated
or the
parking
appropriate
space. Which means that you're probably parking in an area that is not well lit. There are probably little presence in terms of the management of the activity, having security guards, police, etc., etc. So you're parking in an area that is poorly lit. It is quite possible that somebody may choose to target you. That being the case, we reinforce the advice by saying that don't store valuables in your vehicle. Money, that's a no-no. For our licensed firearm holders, again, we continue to implore upon you that you would not be permitted to enter most of the shows that we have with your firearm, though you have an actual license for it. So what we say to you is that either leave it at home or lodge it at the nearest police station. And whenever I talk about firearm, I like to take the extra few seconds just to expound upon it. At a police station, we have so many protocols as it relates to firearm. Not everybody in the station have access to that firearm. There is signatures that have to be present before that firearm could be issued or collected. And there is a vault where it is stored. Not everybody have access to that vault. So imagine all this type of protocol, and then you being a licensed firearm holder and you just want to leave yours in your vehicle. It just negates the whole purpose of having that firearm. And so we really advise you, and we say to you, do not go to the show, because we know you could get caught up in the excitement, and sometimes you may find the nearest police station too far, or your house, and for some reason you may not want to do that and think, let me take a chance and hide it under the seat. I consider that similar to putting your key under your mat. That's how much it does not make sense anymore.
I agree. It's something that everybody, because that individual who wants to pray on you, that's a thought they are having also.
The first place he's going to look for something is under your seat, because he expects you to hide it. And he's going to search that area there. So that does not make no sense.
I mean, and you people, apart from the firearms, you're going to a fete, you're going to enjoy yourself. What you're doing with a cutlass or a knife on your person, you know? Leave it at home. Leave your valuables at home. Just shun the very appearance.
I would say cutlasses are valuable. It's under the context.
No, apart from the cutlass.
Someone could misunderstand.
That's true. So the offensive weapons, leave them at home. Don't carry them with you in the first place, because it carries a serious charge with it. You can be charged, you can be fined, you can be in prison, both, one or both, either.
To add to it, the offensive weapon, sometimes, we like to start by saying the knives and the cutlasses. An offensive weapon could be anything that is adopted for that purpose. So if the officer is conducting their search in that particular area, and then you have some object in your vehicle that could be deemed dangerous, and you are questioned about it, and you cannot give a lawful excuse for having it in your possession, chances are you're going to be charged for an offensive weapon.
All right. So be careful about that, because you can't see a good farming at midnight, right? Exactly. Farming at midnight. Of course, gentlemen, we drew for a break. Let's take that break. When we come back, we continue the conversation. Stay with us, folks, on the Point Classic Radio, GBN TV. We coming right back after the break. Don't touch it out. We'll be right back.
Looking to shop on. Need to check your bill balance? Use the Grenlec mobile app. Open the Grenlec mobile app and tap the icon labeled Balances at the bottom of the screen. View your bill details, including your current bill balance, the due date by which you must settle your bill, the amount and date of the last payment you made. It's quick, easy, and available 24/7. Convenience at your fingertips.
pumps ready? The biggest party in sports is back. It's Republic Bank CPL 2025. Bowls off August 14th to September 21st. 34 matches, 6 teams, 6 nations. Your Caribbean cricket frenzy. From big sixes to deadly yorkers, catch every boundary, every wicket, every moment live on GBN TV and Classic Radio. This is not just cricket. This is CPL 2025. Don't miss a ball.
GBN's broadcast of CPL 2025 is made possible by Republic Bank, Hubbards, Glen, Echo Blue Limited, Demerara Mutual Life, Answer Coatings, and Flow.
Welcome back once again to our listeners and viewers. Once again, it's to the point here on Classic Radio GBN TV. And of course, they are the officers representing the Community Relations Department with us this morning. And we're talking general safety this morning. Of course, our previous conversation, we spoke about how ways of preventing the traffic offenses and so forth. We spoke a wee bit about vehicle safety. I want us to move into home, business safety. We want to talk about that just a wee bit. Our personal safety is also another, critical conversation we can have also in relation to what's going on these days, So let's start off with the home. The do's and don'ts when leaving your home, especially it's going to be no one is there. We also want to talk about businesses around this time of the season, the safety procedures that they should also follow to protect their business from folks who may just feel they want to intrude for various reasons.
I'm happy you spoke about the home, because one of the things we've been stressing on, we notice an increase in, is that of the neglect of children at home. We understand you want to party, you want to fit, it's carnival time, you want to enjoy the culture, but as parents you have a fundamental responsibility to ensure that the safety of your kids is a top priority. So if you want to go fit, put things in place, leave them with a responsible, I note I said responsible
not a younger brother or sister.
Exactly.
The 5-year-old can't watch it for.
You understand? A grandmother, a cousin. I've noticed a lot of persons started businesses specifically for the carnival season. If you want to go fit, leave your child with me. We'll take good care of them. You can check in and so put things in place. Don't leave them alone, because
and those individuals that you mentioned have to be trustworthy also, because we know what folks spray on youngsters these days a whole lot. And not because Mr. This talks to you nicely. You never know in your absence what can occur, especially with children these days.
Definitely. And when you leave them home, idleness takes precedence. One of the things that we've noticed over the years too, an increase in house fires. You leave your kids at home, they get idle, they start to play with the gadgets, the matches, and so to your old party and your house on fire.
You lost your home, and their lives could also be at risk also. We also implore persons to implement a lot of the CCTV cameras. Now cameras are, sometimes you hear the camera and you think expensive, and so they are very affordable cameras you can get online, you can order, even persons here they sell it, and you can put it up and it helps to deter and to solve crime. And monitor your
monitor your surroundings.
Because these days everybody has the internet and so
there are those that are even connected to your phone, and you can check up every minute.
Check on what's going on in the house from time to time, even though you leave someone to look after the you can also check it. Not that your is fine, that's a folks may think, but it is important to just keep for a peace of mind. You understand? Your home is safety, the safety of your home and so forth.
For sure.
So that's something folks should put some attention to.
Another thing we encourage is to make sure that your area is well lit around your house. When persons see a well lit area, it's a deterrent. They think I'm going to be seen, so I'm not going to approach. Be careful of patterns also. You don't want to keep leaving the keys where everybody know the keys is. As a good couple there referred to Home Alone yesterday when they were leaving, they left the keys
under the mat.
The most obvious place. Everybody expected to be under the mat, under the flower pot.
cut multiple copies. You understand?
Very
cut
good.
Multiple copies. Give everyone, so if you're leaving, everybody else, if someone else is coming home, they know they have a copy of
Definitely. And be careful of patterns. You're doing the same thing every day. People look at you and they notice your pattern. I know every day around lunchtime he's going to be at Anders. I know I'm going to meet him there tomorrow, and I'm going to,
So his house is left unattended for some reason. Home is unattended.
Exactly.
So.
One of the things we used to share in the past, strangers coming up to your house and, asking to use your phone and to drink water and all them things. You got to pay particular attention to that, because sometimes that's just a scoping or a scouting mission for they to later, attack your house or so. We speak about the lights. Also, we tell people clean around the surrounding. You have a big mango tree in front of the house and everything, and I said a bush and thing, and people can't see. Somebody could hide there for 2 days and probably will not even know. So those things are really important. And of course, we do encourage folks to have good relationships with your neighbor. If you're going to be leaving, then you ask somebody to throw eyes. And I know sometimes folks are not, you get little thing and people don't speak in and different types of things, but the thing about it is that you have to see the bigger picture, because another day you could be the one living in the house.
True.
And you would want that type of assistance.
I don't know how you officers feel about this, because lately we've been hearing a lot of the robberies and stuff that are taking place, and folks have cameras in their home. So I was encouraging someone the other day. I said, I think there may be some other forms of security that individuals may have to use.
Definitely.
Because sometimes it turns around on the cameras is not always that deterrent for individuals who want to pray.
And
I see folks are looking at the camera and doing what they do.
And something that's prevalent now is the mass, the ski mass that are going to
folks are looking at cameras and still deciding to come into your property and blatantly do that, removing the camera for themselves and so forth. So maybe folks had to start thinking maybe some alarm system. That will disturb the neighbor for some reason or the other.
True.
So something was, why would this alarm be going off at my neighbor's house
at this hour,
at this particular time or whatever?
Well, added to the whole mix, and when we look at it, one thing we stress that as law enforcement, once there is a desire and an opportunity, a crime can take place. Now, a lot of the times, we hear robbery. Sometimes it's a break-in and people mix it up. And sometimes you hear it's not even a break-in, but it's a stealing from a dwelling house. A lot of the times, persons leave their home open. Now, insect screen, the very name of it should tells you what it's protecting from. It's intended to keep insects out of your home, not human beings. Do not say, well, that window is kind of high, and I don't think someone will reach up there. You never know what a well-motivated thief might do. His intention is to get paid. His intention is to relieve you of your item, and he will go to great lengths. So what we advise is that you take measures that harden that target. And you want to make it difficult. Let that person move down and say, what, they have lights in front of the house, it's clean, there's a big dog making noise, I'm seeing cameras. That's too much work. Let them roll lower down.
I don't want to have to be ducking and
going through all the drama.
I understand.
There is a seasoned detective from CID that normally advise folks, and he say, walk around your house with the eyes of a burglar. If you can spot weaknesses, chances are the seasoned thief, he will see it as well. And address things. The window that break and you say, I'm planning to buy a window, but you leave it and you delay.
You see an opportunity for yourself to get into your home. So why would someone who wants to pray and you would not see that opportunity?
You finished paying the house since last year, and the scaffolding is still against the house, and the ladder is under the window. So he does not even have to. He don't even have to think. It's like ABC. He enters the community. There's a big ladder. He walk up and into your property.
Create the opportunity.
So make it difficult for that person.
I mean, I just understand, because sometimes individuals who do these things, it's not that they are individuals that we sometimes see in common or illiterate individuals. You know?
True.
There's individuals who may have educated themselves a whole lot.
Very true.
And they educate themselves in doing what they want to do, that particular thing. So it doesn't mean that they wouldn't understand what to do.
And that's that general misconception that people have. They think criminals are stupid people.
I understand, straight up.
They do the research.
You feel, well, this individual, well, he probably didn't attend school, but sometimes those individuals who may not have attended, they have a high level
of intelligence.
Maybe from 300 feet away, he could pick the indoor lock from the outdoor locks.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's little locks that you might use in your bedroom, and it's not suitable for a front door.
Yeah.
And he will easily see that.
And you know, we say these things, and you know, it's around this time of the year that folks, you want to go to the events, as we mentioned. You will know your home is going to be left unattended, and make sure that it's properly secured.
Yeah.
Off the bat, it's properly secured, and whatever extra protection you can add on to it, you know, think about it now. You're going to go town this morning, you know, in the next couple of days, I'm going to need at least 2 or 3 more padlocks, good ones. Let me purchase it.
The main aim, I believe, is to get persons to develop a security consciousness.
Yeah.
In everything that you do, anywhere that you go, and even home, you would look at things and say, if I was a criminal, I would do this, do that. As he said, when I'm going to see the officer, you go wrong and you think like a criminal. Yeah. But you go into town, you're going to the ATM, you look around the ATM. Look at the people that are around there. As I was saying yesterday, you go into a club, you might see somebody that's approachable, a gentleman that if you need help, he's somebody that you may be able to talk to. You might remember that you saw a police officer 2 blocks. So it's just you're mapping out things in your head so that for your general safety and those around you, you know what to do, where to go. Yeah. Even familiarizing yourself with the local police station, local police officers. It goes a long, long way.
Yeah, I understand. And it goes back even not only your home, your vehicle. You're probably in your passing, you see a couple of officers, they may be a little way off.
Yeah.
But you know, I saw Officer Redder there a while ago, you know, so I could always say, well, if something happens and I have to go back and I go say, well, I know this, I saw this police officer there, so maybe I can have a conversation.
Definitely. One of the things I heard Cobra was saying yesterday, a lot of persons, they go to the fit and they're just in their phones. Yeah. From the beginning to end in their phones. So something happened, they run around like headless chickens. You need to be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of your surroundings.
And especially, we haven't spoke a lot about this, especially your personal safety also. We haven't mentioned much about that for the morning, especially females and so forth, attending these things, these particular events, and getting themselves intoxicated, taking drinks from individuals who they don't know and so forth. You know, sometimes we don't hear much about it, but it's occurring. It's occurring. You
Definitely is.
You know what we were advising folks? We say that your security preparation cannot start at the Fed.
Yeah.
That security consciousness should start even in your home.
Yeah.
So you're going to go to the Fed with 6 friends. Do not leave the Fed with 3. And make it have a plan. When we leave in, we're going to make sure that everybody is good. If somebody is going to leave early, let them pass on that information. You're drinking 6 friends, but the table have other folks. Don't leave your drink open and you go to the washroom. So somebody can easily slip something in your drink that can alter your ability to make good decisions and take advantage of you. Ladies, who you're going to travel with. Now, you're entering into a vehicle. Maybe 2, 3 guys in the vehicle, you do not know anybody there. You didn't make it your business to get the number plate, nothing. All you can say to the officer the next day is that I enter a black vehicle. There is hundreds, maybe thousands of black vehicles in Grenada.
They go to the events and they don't know how they're getting home. Prepare in advance, as you said. Prepare. The preparation starts before you get to the fit. Don't reach there and then you're thinking, I'm going to reach home, and so
some criminals look innocent, right?
Exactly. And as you say that, there's something called in criminal justice the ideal victim. And it's what perpetrators look for. If I am a criminal, I'm a rapist or whatever, murderer, I'm not going to look for a big strapping man or a woman who is with a big strapping man or a group of men with some young ladies. I'm looking for the easiest target I could find. As Gabriel was saying earlier, the soft target. And what you're trying to be as a reveler you want to be as far away from the ideal victim as possible.
Yeah.
You don't want to be alone. You don't want to be in poorly lit areas. You don't want to be susceptible to person or easily accessible to persons. When you're going out, as you said rightfully, you go with your crew. You make sure that you have level-headed persons around you. Don't just go and don't be too trusting. A lot of people, they're too trusting, right?
Yeah.
We get carried away by saying we're nice people, and we are nice people.
I mean, as a regular person myself, I experience that sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm driving along and in the middle just stopping me from have no knowledge who I am.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I'm a bad person, but but you wonder, why would someone just be stopping people randomly for give me a ride, especially females, you understand?
Yeah.
Maybe I may look trustworthy, but you never know in the process of what happened, people's whole, their true self get to show. You understand?
And we take it for granted because we always say we are loving people, and we are loving people. We are one of the friendliest set of people in the world. But at the same time, as I was saying earlier, you have to develop that security mindset, consciousness, and stay away as far away from being the ideal victim. Even the way you dress and so. We always say that the way you dress, the victim, you can't blame the victim. And that is just true. But to some extent, you have to take some personal responsibility to carry yourself in a way that you will be safe. Because one thing we don't want to do is always be talking in hindsight. If I could have done this, I could have done that.
That reactive way about how things are done sometimes. When it happens, then we try to, I can say, if I knew, I should have done that differently.
Exactly.
Even as we talk in safety, now we know when we have carnival, and people are generally in festive mood, so almost everyone wants to become a promoter. But we say to persons, if you're going to be attending a fete, there is one entrance, one exit, one bathroom. The whole area is poorly lit. The behavior from the time you entered into that venue is just loose and lawless. The possibility of things going wrong in a place like that is superly magnified.
It should raise an alarm for you somewhere or the other.
If you still feel comfortable participating in an environment like that, now we have to ask ourselves, what are we working with? If the area is unsafe, chances are everything that is taking place inside that environment there is unsafe. And it makes it, when the area is poorly lit like that, schemas in everybody's face. If you do not know that person, how the police is going to know them? And you are the one that partaking in the fete. When you reach, you didn't even see a security guard. You don't have one person to tell you, ladies this way, men this way. So you got to pay attention to some things. Not everything that you participate in, not everything you jump
That's
in.
where second thought should come in now. Should I be actually staying at this event, or should I, excuse myself, maybe go somewhere that seems more appropriate for me to be at also?
Constantly assessing the situation, the scenario in front of you, and making good decisions from that assessment. That's what we encourage it.
Opposite, we due for a break. Let's take it. We're coming back, of course. I mean, this conversation could go on all morning. Let's take that break. We're coming right back, folks. Stay with us. Don't touch it out. It's To The Point Classic Radio, GBN TV.
stumps ready? The biggest party in sports is back. It's Republic Bank CPL 2025. Bowls off August 14th to September 21st. 34 matches, 6 teams, 6 nations. Your Caribbean cricket frenzy. From big sixes to deadly yorkers, catch every boundary, every wicket, every moment. Live on GBN TV and Classic Radio. This is not just cricket. This is CPL 2025. Don't miss a ball.
GBN's broadcast of CPL 2025 is made possible by Republic Bank, Hubbards, Grenlec, Echo Blue Limited, Demerara Mutual Life, Answer Coatings, and Flow.
Who will reign supreme in 2025? Who will take home the titles? Come, let's experience Children's Carnival Frolic on August 2nd, National Queen Pageant on August 7th, Soca and Groovy Monarch on August 8th, Panorama on August 9th, Dimanche Ground August 10th, Juve and Monday Night Mass on August 11th, Carnival Tuesday and Last Lap August 12th, Spice Mass. It's not just mass, it's the best mass by far. Be there, feel it, live it. Get your online tickets at GoToFed.com and all authorized outlets. Spice Mass, the best mass by far.
From for them morning to Juve, well mass in the people play, well mass in the people place, well mass in it on costumes and feathers and james. Watch the girl and tell them way. Celebrate, tell them, welcome to Spice Mass. So much niceness everywhere, make you feel to wind your ways. This is the carnival. When the rhythm touch the bass, man we show mash up the place. It's woman and drum when we come wrong. Still pan and drum, look we all done. And it's mass everywhere, look we hand in the air. Woman and drum when we come wrong. Still pan and drum, look we all done. And it's mass everywhere, look we hand in the air.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers, once again to the Point Classic Radio, GBN TV. We're talking general safety this morning with the Community Relations Department of the Royal Grenadier Police Force. Officers, welcome back once again. This is another important subject matter I want us to indulge in, because we talk in the General Safety Carnival and everything. But respect for authority is something that we want folks to pay a head to a whole lot. You feel you're in the Juve and a police officer instructs you, you're driving and you'll be instructed to use a particular route or path, and you feel you want to disobey. The importance of this information is critical. That folks should follow the rules and have respect for the authorities. Let us talk about that a wee bit, and what other advice you would like to throw in, especially to our listeners and viewers, and to those who feel, well, it's not necessary because I'm playing Carnival, I'm playing Juve, I'm doing that. I have the authority in some way or the other to do what I want. It's Carnival, do what you want, as some folks would say.
Well, the nature of the mass is that there are certain aspects of it that lends itself to that type of unruly behavior. Now, as law enforcement officers, we will exercise a level of restraint. We understand that if persons are drinking, chances are they're going to cuss. Chances are that they're not going to listen to a command on the first time it is being mentioned. So there is a level of tolerance. But what we look at, our benchmark, is that if you're engaging in behavior that endangers person's life, or the behavior that you are engaging is negative towards the let's say what they are trying to achieve in that particular activity, there could come a point where we will have to remove you from that activity. Now, we prefer that you comply. If you do not comply, obviously there is a level of force that will be used to elicit that compliance from you. Now, police never want to be dragging people through the street and everybody take out their camera and all those things. And we don't want to do that. That's why we will come to you, speak to you politely and respectfully. And even if you does not reciprocate that, we're still going to be that patient with you. But there is a point where law enforcement will have to take strong action. And when we reach that boiling point, you can expect that you will be removed.
And person must also be cognizant that, I mean, yes, it's a time to fet and have a good time. It's just human to be respectful to other persons. Not only the police officers, there are other persons there. I want to also implore on the promoters and so. You have a fundamental responsibility to assist in maintaining the law and order. For example, you have DJs and MC, they might be playing music. If something is happening, don't hands up the music. Or leave the music playing. I mean,
or sharing the wrong information while you are, especially they say things sometimes that incites the crowd to be negative sometimes.
And I've noticed that in previous years where sometimes the chucks would approach sometimes in front of the central police station and the sort of things they would be saying on the mic and inciting. You don't want that happen.
Well, you will see that more with our younger DJs. I think as you get older in the profession, you get experience. And then you understand that it's a product. And that product, we are sharing it with the rest of the world. So if we are going to tell folks Grenada, best mass by far, then all of us have to take that collective responsibility into ensuring that we promote safety, that when persons come in, they do not have to fear or making life decisions while attending a carnival fete. You don't want situations
everybody
like
doing
that.
It, so maybe I should get into the whole part of that also.
And if we continue to build upon that safety, it will increase our visitor arrival. Carnival is the biggest product that Grenada basically offers the world. And I do believe that we do it better than most.
Yes. Definitely.
So we're employing upon our citizens to really, let's keep the carnival safe. Let's listen, let's pay attention.
I want to also encourage persons to exercise a lot of patience and understanding. You're in a fete, you know, a group of people will be around each other. You're going to bounce into each other. Somebody's going to mash you. Be understanding, be patient. As that song that was popularized by GV, and I feel like a callaloo leaf in the rain. You know when the rain fall on that callaloo leaf, it just runs off. Don't get into emotion. Somebody mash you, somebody tells you something, walk away. That's the best thing you can do.
You don't understand where you are at the time.
Come on. Understand the environment.
And built up anger. I think sometimes persons have a lot of built up anger in them. Somebody bouncing you and then you're talking about you want to kill. Where all that come from? You could never tell me that little bongs generate all that. So sometimes we have medical professionals in Grenada. Sometimes you need to talk to somebody. Okay, you're going through a few things. Do that. Don't wait for the fete and then you come inside of it and you're releasing every single built-up emotion.
With that anger and stuff, and and you're probably saying it from since you left home. Anybody touch me? I have heard individuals saying that already. Since they're leaving or they walk in the street, anybody bunks in, they touch me, what's going to happen and stuff like that. That's where conflict resolution comes in and plays an important part also. And if you notice individuals behaving in that way, I think that a simple conversation with them to help resolve this matter before it escalates to something that you don't want to see happening.
I was listening to a renowned martial artist, I think it's the day before, and he's trained in every discipline there is. And he said the first line of defense is to walk away. He said, easy it is to die. Hit the wrong in your head, anywhere around in your body, in a vulnerable spot. You're dying easily. First defense is to walk away. Only how you defend yourself, he said, was if you're in a corner and you have no other choice. But walking away saves you a lot.
It saves you a whole lot. It saves you a whole lot. It saves you a lot. Some may think you're a coward, or folks may think
I'd rather be seen as a coward.
There is life beyond the mass. When the carnival is over, you still want that brighter day.
We conversed on a lighter note this morning, but this is serious information.
Serious business.
You understand? It's just a matter of how we bring bringing it across, but this is serious information that folks should take to heart, especially the younger folks. Most of the folks who are maybe listening over there at home, the individuals who may not be attending, but if they could also transfer this information to the younger folks who will be attending, their sons, their daughters, and their nieces, their nephews who will be attending the event, these are the things that you should look forward to, things that are the behavior pattern that you should exercise when you're at these events. Makes life a whole lot easier. And in terms of when you go out, make sure you come back safe.
And as I was saying yesterday, we are the as they say, the boys in uniform. We do the policing work officially, but in truth and in fact, everyone of the Grenadians, every Grenadian is supposed to be a police officer. Is supposed to have the mindset of protecting and serving and have the best interests of each other at heart.
Imagine you, the Royal Grenadier Police Force, having saying after the carnival, the postmortem is done, and they could actually come on radio or television and say, we had a incident-free carnival in 2020.
Music to it is.
You understand?
And
there were no fights, there were no incidents that was of a nature that could be reported in each and every parish that had major events.
And it's been that way so far. So we get in there. We're right there.
I am hoping that positive trend could continue, especially as we are disseminating the information to help people make good decisions. I want to take that few seconds to really speak to our, I don't like using the word, I like returning nationals. People call them other things, but sometimes I think it could come off kind of derogatory. Now, we understand that sometimes you're coming from some of the more affluent countries and that you carry a certain level of spending power. Now, we want to advise you how to carry your money. Do not get yourself in the middle of the tongue and then you're pulling out $10,000 to buy a bottle of water. While we understand the reason why things like that are done, basically, to impress. But also it will impress eyes that probably have intentions probably to relieve you of that money. So we say if you're going to be carrying the large sums of money, don't put it in one bag. And it's better, nobody knows what you have. You don't want to be in the tongue and you just, you're inviting trouble upon yourself. We have low levels of crime, but we never said as a country that we do not have crime. Once there is opportunity and desire, crime can take place. The whole place could be peaceful and something could just suddenly occur. So you gotta be security minded. I think we started by saying those stuff. Your expensive jewelry. You're attending a Juve environment. The guys say grease it down, so you're slippery. I'm sure within a 3 feet radius, you probably don't know the name of at least 3 persons. Now, if you do not know them, and the police is not there in that environment with you, chances are we do not know as well. So that may be a time you could put the cosmetic jewelry there, Scarlett. You could still play. Big thing on your hand and thing in your ears and everything, but you know that it doesn't cost much. That's not a time to come.
There's time and place for it too. There are time and place. I don't think you need to show off all your gold and stuff every morning. You understand?
Some folks, for some reason,
they're playing too.
But all those things lends itself, to negative situations. So you want to be modest in the wearing of your jewelry. Be as modest as possible and as discreet as possible.
Something else I want us to talk to, and I heard one of your senior officers speaking about it the other day in terms of folks who want to use those flammable substances and so forth, especially Juve and other times of that nature. There's time and place for that also. And I know the seniors. I know if you want to repeat what he mentioned, that if you heard maybe not word for word, but encourage folks to desist from that. It's not always the best thing to do.
Well, let's look at the danger of that. Now, culturally, we can accept that a lot of our women like to put on the add-ons in terms of the hair, and so these are flammable, highly flammable materials. And based on the combustible nature of those materials, somebody now having let's say your liter big and also, and you have that flame in the air and everything. And I know the intention is not to cause harm to anyone, but being in that close proximity there, now you have 3-4 ladies and their hair, and the damage could be real major. Even the materials, most of the costumes, they are made from combustible materials. So when we share those advice, I think as a force we must be over 100 years old. And the people that sit at the top there, they've been in this thing
experienced
for a long time. We are not just saying those stuff because yes, you may not have intention to harm somebody, but by negligence you might be guilty. And imagine that your intention just was to have fun, but now you have to pay thousands of dollars because somebody get injured as a result of your careless action.
Those
so please,
you're gonna do better things with that than having.
And after the fact, sometimes really don't make sense. And if I didn't know, I know we like to say those things, but we're telling you so you know. Let's refrain from that. We don't want the big and we don't want the lighter, we don't want the matches. You could find other ways to express yourself. If there is some substance that probably creates smoke but you don't have flame or something there, so you look for alternatives.
I agree. That's already the alternative things that is less worrisome. You understand? We don't have to worry about folks on the fact. We understand the fun of it. You know, folks may make videos show the beauty of it. Some folks it looks good, you know, but then you have to think about the incidents that can occur from that. Repercussions could be.
I work at the Kiddies Carnival and we intercepted some stuff like that. And why we recognize, looking at the persons that had it in their possession, their intention really was not bad. It's just to play the mass and to do this and that. But by having the conversation, and we saw that they were listening, because then they received the information, hey, yes, this action could result in a whole pile of negative things for me. And we love it when people buy in. I always say that Commissioner could come up with the best strategy. If the police, the officers under his command don't buy in, it fails. If the public don't support it, it's just a beautiful policy. That's all what it is. But when we get that cooperation between the public and the police, our business community, and all the different type of communities, and we come together with that collective responsibility of making Spice Mass great and ensuring that folks are safe, it is fantastic. That is what we aim for.
Definitely.
Even the 1% we want to shave it down a little bit, maybe find something because we want to even be perfect. The few negative folks, so if you know somebody that bent on doing some silliness, you'll be that person to say, boss, come over into the positive camp.
I agree.
This is our product and we need to keep it safe. We want persons to return. We want to showcase it to the world. We want our artists to be the best in the world. We have to create that stage.
And it's just a matter of thinking different. And you know, there can be 100 individuals want to do that negative, and if there's at least one person who stands different and have that level of influence to a point, they could make a whole lot of difference. And we know there are individuals who are listening to us who have that influence, who have the influence on folks. You understand? And they could see that in the simplest way and have someone start thinking different. You understand? Because you know, from the information we throw now, there's nothing new about it.
Exactly.
We think about it, we do this program every carnival. And even right through the year, the police speaks.
Not only the carnival, there are different events that takes place through the year. And we say these things. And sometimes you wonder why folks are still continuing to do it.
For example, we have a lot of our business community that reach out to us in terms of selling of the ski masks. But yet, we see some companies that are still doing it. And we were speaking on a program yesterday, and we said, wouldn't it be an awful thing for somebody to attack that same establishment
with that ski mask? What are you encouraging? You have to
then, in terms of the police being able to proceed with that matter, they are thwarted in their action because they are unable to make a positive identification because of that ski mask. And we understand that the company now probably might be thinking just about the monies and they don't see the danger. So hence the reason why we like to be on platform as the GBN, the major platforms where we can share that information. So if there is that particular company or companies, we hope that you come on board. Most of your folks, most of the business sector have come on board. Persons have asked, can I do this? Can I do that? And they reach out to Commissioner all the time. And we applaud those companies. They are responsible we still have that 1% that we say we're shaving it down a little bit. We want everybody to come on board. Ski masks at the carnival, that's a no-no.
That's a no-no.
So if you're thinking about wearing one because you think it's UV and mask would be accepted for whatever reason, think twice about it.
And generally, the carnival rules, when we look at it, it's published every year. The wearing of the mask and so. Imagine that the oil, you're dark. Then you have a big black mass in your face. You're really going to struggle to identify. You can't tell whether it's male, whether it's female, whether it's a good person or a bad person. So we understand that while the item in itself, a mask is just a mask, but it's one of those dual-use items that can be used in crime. And that is why we are asking you not to sell it to the public, at least not in the season that we are in.
Yeah. All right. We do for a break. It could be our final break for the morning. Let's take it. When we come back, I'm sure there are listeners and viewers over there may want to ask a question or two. When we come back, we certainly will entertain that. Stay with us, folks. To the Point, Classic Radio, GBN TV. We'll be right back after the short break.
A beat that don't stop like Bob Marley said. One love on top. BCH water out of sight, but it's always wrong. Don't lose the light. From factories and wells so deep. Cut off mangroves and fish they weep. Bring water for the garden, keep it green. Save the cash and the earth gets clean. We use the water with a mindful mind. It's out of sight but never far behind. In nature, the answers always flow. Like water running pure, the cycle grows. It renews itself, same drop, same beat. It's all good, man, you got the heat. Water flow. No clean water, no vibes they grow. Protect our water, protect our future.
Time to go.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers, once again. And I did mention in this segment, although we do have a limited time for this segment, but listeners and viewers out there, if you do have a question or two and relates to our conversation, please, I beg of you to keep it on subject matter that we're speaking about. Feel free to do in this segment. We do have our first caller. Caller, you're live. Good morning and welcome.
Yeah, morning, Zichi. Morning to your listeners and to your viewers, and also to the officers there. I want to compliment them for the contribution this morning, but I always lament the fact that when some of these things are discussed, the people who really need to hear that are not hearing it. So that's good, but I think we need to start way earlier. I don't mean in terms of year. If we can get some of the problems solved in Grenada if we start from 0 to 70 years. I think we let the damage take place, and then when the person can become an adult, they are taught what they were observed early on. Now, officers, I'm concerned about possibilities based on what happened in the past. We now have people coming from neighboring islands in boats and whatever. And also, we know what happened in Carriacou a few years ago where I'm not too sure if if it's really around Carnival time, but remember when these guys came from Tobago and tried to raided the cooperative credit union or the credit union in Carriacou. Is there any consideration, in addition to preparing on land, in terms of for security and safety, are there any consideration that there could be people coming in, whether through the boats and even coming in with arms and so on, considering what is happening in neighboring islands? I just thought that I would raise that. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you very much for your... You want to respond to the caller?
I love it. I love the way you coined the question in relation to the persons coming in. Now, one of the things that we do, I know for a fact, because we're in constant communication with the administration and the Commissioner of Police, one of the things that he has spearheaded over the past year or years is that they have done analysis. So based on things that have happened in the past, you won't, what they say, if you're doing the same thing and expecting different results, that's the definition of insanity.
Yeah.
And by no means are we insane. So a lot of the things that have happened in the past, we have implemented a lot of security measures. So one of the things I love what he said, we talk a lot about the land, but also the sea, is that we have the maritime, we have the Coast Guard. They would be doing a lot of the patrolling on the seas, on the outskirts, and of course we have the regional security system, the RSS. So we are in contact with other Coast Guards. So a lot of the things that have happened in the past, we are taking measures to ensure that it doesn't reoccur. And we have ongoing security measures taking place.
Okay, we do have another caller. Caller via WhatsApp. Good morning. You're welcome. WhatsApp caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, great job, Pepper. All right, I have a quick question for you guys. All right, in the United States, right, when you go to the precinct, all right, normally they have an album with guys who committing crimes and stuff on them. Usually when there are activities, either they put them in early or they monitor them with bracelets. So I want to know, seeing that Carnival and Christmas usually the busy time when people been leaving their houses and things. And then so far we know all the guys who do like the crimes in the area, in the villages and things. What do you guys do with these guys and them in this time? Are you put them in, or you have bracelet to monitor them to know the whereabouts in and out, saying that people will be leaving the houses?
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Respond to the caller.
The United States have laws that probably suit their unique situations, and obviously, if we are talking about the apprehension of persons, we have to respect the fact that they have rights as well. So, though they may have a criminal past or criminal history, I think it would be unethical just to lock up somebody just because they have a criminal past. However, if that person commit a crime during the period, there is a likelihood that they will be apprehended and brought before the justice system.
Just to add to what he's saying also, one of the things that I am aware of the officer in charge of the criminal investigation department does, they do a lot of crime mapping.
Yeah.
So they know where a lot of high prevalence in certain crimes would occur. So if something takes place, then they are aware of sometimes, and you have a lot of repeat offenders in Grenada. And throughout the world, not only persons, they come out and they repeat, a lot of persons. So having that crime mapping and that analysis, you're able to quickly identify where things are happening.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
We have another caller. Caller live. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, officers.
Good morning.
Yes, I've caught some people on my camera, and I took it to the station, and they told me I couldn't use it in court. Was that law strengthened where you can use when you see people on your camera, you can then take that to the courts?
Thank you, caller.
I do believe that there are procedures that guide how footage can be used within the court system. So in a situation like that, it may be important that he have a conversation with one of the senior persons at the station, or probably the prosecution department, and they can advise him as to how that footage can be used. Now, I am certain that the laws allow us to use footage. Otherwise, then it does not make sense. We are advising persons to get cameras and so. But there are procedures that guide how evidence can be laid before the court, and I don't know if he was spoken in context with that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We do have a caller, which may be our final caller for the morning. Caller, you're live. Good morning. Welcome.
Yes, good morning, GT, and good morning to police officers. I mean, very good program, but I think this program should not be a seasonal one, but it should be throughout the year to give people a reminder, because these does not only operate during these seasonal times. But good work, officers, and continue. Have a good day.
Thank you, caller. Officer, we come to we take a wrap for today's program. Everything, of course, you want to mention? Anything you want to mention if you take a wrap? That final bit of encouragement for individuals to maintain that safety as we focus a whole lot this morning. Anything before we take a wrap?
Well, I want to say to the listening public out there, right through the year, the RGPF, as part of the mandate, we speak on security and security measures, be it police officers appearing on this program or via the conferences that we do at our headquarters or the GIS and so on. So it's not accurate to say that we just wait till Carnival to have this program. We are speaking specific to the period because it is upon us, and we want to remind persons of the do's and the don'ts. And I'm very happy this morning with the level of phone calls that we get. It shows that the public are buying in, and hopefully we want to see that manifested in low levels of crime or maybe no crime for the Carnival period.
Yeah, I just want to add, one of the things I always implore and I always stress on every time I come on the program is that, of course, we are police officers and we're doing our job, but it's a collective responsibility for all of us to ensure that we are safe, that our visitors are safe, that our country remains safe. Our country remains one of the lowest in terms of criminality in the world, and that we preserve the product that we are. And I always say that one of our best products is our human resource, our people. So let's keep that. It's our collective responsibility. I was on a roll this week with this quote, so I just want to give it again by Yoko Ono, a Japanese artist. A dream you dream alone is only a dream, but a dream you dream together is a reality. So let's make it a reality to keep Grenada safe and to have a safe carnival. Let's continue, guys. We're on a good trend, and let's, at the end, as you said rightfully, let's say that this carnival was one of the best, the safest.
Incident-free carnival. Hopefully we could get that after the carnival wraps up and the whole synopsis is done and say there was nothing to report about. That will certainly be a plus for Grenada going forward. Well, officers, I want to thank you once again. A very informative program as usual. Of course, I want to thank all our listeners and viewers who participated in some way or the other. Whether you sat at home, you listened, and you are going to take a lot of information that we've thrown out this morning, take it at heart, and of course share it with others. The do's and don'ts that could make, of course, yourself, your vehicle, your home, your business safe for the carnival season coming. Gentlemen, once again, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, folks, that's where we take a wrap for today. Join me again tomorrow for another edition of To The Point. That's where we say goodbye.